blessing to you, and you're walking up out of being a slave, walking up out of that whole mentality of being a servant, or walking into your sonship. I need you to do me a favor. As a matter of fact, forget that. Do God a favor. Put your hands together for the greatest, baddest King of Kings and Lord of Lords that you ever saw. All around this room, stand Peter King right now, and let us continue to applaud our King. Let us continue to applaud our Lord. Let us continue to applaud Abba. Come on, give this Him. Yeah, that's right. Give Him glory. Give Him honor. God, we give you praise. Come on, lift up your hands and close your eyes and begin to worship Him. Father, we adore you in this place. We magnify you. We call you Abba, because the spirit of adoption and the spirit of your Son has ushered us into a legally binding adoption. We're not bastard children anymore. We are sons. We are legally adopted, and we can enter into your presence and enter into your gates. We come this morning, oh God, touching and agreeing and saying, we give you praise today. We give you honor today. We give you glory today. We extol you today, Abba. Oh, we magnify you, Abba. With all that we have, Abba, we give it unto you. We bless you, Abba. We bless you, Abba. We give you our minds today, that our minds will not be overrun by hell. We give you our imaginations today, so that the images will not be run through our minds and keep us from seeing what it is that you want us to do. We give you glory. We give you glory. We can come on. We come out of our nation. We give you glory. 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 We do, yes. Yes, we give you glory, Abba. Come on, begin to cry out to Abba this morning. Come on, begin to cry out to Abba this morning. I call you out. lift him. Come on and lift him. Come on, sing your song to him right now. Sing your melody to him right now. Oh, we adore you, Jesus. Oh, we adore you, Jesus. Hey, we adore you, Jesus. Come on, don't let whatever happen throughout the week hinder your worship. Don't let whatever happen throughout the week hinder your worship. Come on, every hand in this place ought to be lifted right now. Every eye ought to be closed. You ought to be forgetting about what you dealt with this week. Abba is more important. He's the one that brought you through it. He's the one that brought you out of it. Come on and lift your hands and lift your voices and give him glory. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Put your hands on it and begin to give him an offering of your claps right now. Come on, give him a resounding offering of claps this morning. Father, we thank you for being great to us. Even sometimes when we may not have even deserved it, we thank you for being great to us. Can I ask you a question? Is there anybody here that's ever felt like they didn't deserve it?
Yeah.
But I need to ask you another question. Did he give it to you anyhow?
Yes.
The one part about God is that we serve an amazing one. Despite of who we are and what we are and the pedigree that we have come from oftentimes, the Spirit of the Lord has confronted us and arrested us and made us walk into the fullness of what he has assigned for us to do and be in the earth. And so if you are ready tonight, I want you to look at a neighbor really quickly. Say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
I said, look at that neighbor. Say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
I am not here.
I am not here.
Just to have church.
Just to have church.
I am here.
I am here.
To be activated in my sonship.
To be activated in my sonship.
Again, I want you to look at that neighbor again. Say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
I am not here.
I am not here.
Just to have church.
Just to have church.
Neighbor.
Neighbor.
I'm here.
I'm here.
To activate my sonship.
To activate my sonship.
I won't leave this place the same. I won't leave here. I won't leave here the same. Watch this. I figured out something. That when your week has been as hellish as some of y'all weeks have been,
Well,
that only means that you're on the doorstep of your next place.
thank
You missed it. Somebody missed that. Somebody missed that. I'm going to say this one more time. When all hell breaks loose like the way it has broken loose for many of you this week, wait a minute, if that's been you. Okay, for some of y'all, it wasn't even hell breaking loose in your life, it's hell breaking loose in your mind.
Yes.
Okay? You felt like you were temporarily insane. Where you at? And so even now, you have to understand when the level of attack comes like that, you're on the doorstep of your next place.
Amen.
And when you're on the doorstep of your next place, it means that hell has to do everything that it can to keep you from reaching the knob, turning, opening, and entering. You missed your shot.
Well,
Hell has to do everything it can. So it's going to bring up everything and everybody. Some folk, they call you out the whip. You're like, where did you get my number from? How in the world? But I'm here. And the fact, watch this. The fact that you're on here on a Sunday morning, and some of y'all may think that Monday starts the week. Monday does not start the week. Sunday starts the week. All right? Now, Saturday is the Sabbath. Sunday is the Lord's Day. Just leave that right there. And so what you fail to realize, your Bible says in Proverbs 3, it says when you honor the Lord with the first fruit. Y'all think that's just your money. This big, you got 24-hour first fruit every week. You missed your shot.
wow.
And if you give him that 24-hour first fruit, what would the rest of the week look like?
Hey.
How will he arrange the rest of the week if you give him the first fruit of that 24 hours in this day? That's a trip, ain't it? All right, high five. Somebody say it's about to go down. You may have your seats in the presence of the Lord. Let me get these other lights on, please. Yeah, those are. There we go. We got to turn those on from the back. We don't want to go dark. It's a switch. There we go. All right. I'm on page 13 of my notes. Page 13. I hope you got your Bibles and everything like that. You're ready to take very copious notes today. Social media moments. Right? I ain't forgot about it. Social media moment. How many of y'all got y'all stuff? Did y'all get y'all notifications from YouTube and the book? I think the book went on too. Amen. Somebody check see if the from I think we're Facebook Live. It should be Facebook Live as well. There's all of our social media and my handsome self as well.
Yeah.
That's the prophetic encounter that you probably need to be at. You probably need to be at that. Amen. Come on, let's get to work. We on Facebook too? Yeah, amen. We live on the book and we live on YouTube simultaneously. Amen. Hallelujah. And yeah, y'all ready to get to work? Okay. All right. Minister Hancock. Oh, he ain't signing. Minister Hancock, what time is it?
It's social media moment.
No. Minister Hancock, what time is it?
It's social media time.
Somebody give God praise for social media. Our own Mr. Charles Hancock is going to come and usher us into our social media moment. He come. That's his wife hollering screaming for him right now. Y'all ready to do this? Y'all ready to do it?
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So, we got everything that's to be shared. Take pictures of, video chat. We do this every Sunday. This is our social media moment. This is the time when you want to get your videos in with your apostle, share, tag somebody else, let them know this is where they need to be at. Okay, we got a minute. We'll do a minute this time, which is 59 seconds.
59 seconds.
Are you guys ready?
Y'all ready?
1, 2, 3, share.
All right.
Out there. Everybody share.
Share.
Take
Hey,
pictures.
what's good, everybody?
Share, take
What's
pictures.
up? What's up? I don't even know who this is or what it is, but you gotta get over here like now. Quick, fast, get her. Hey! What's going on, y'all? Hey! Oh, what's good? Hey! Yeah. It's almost there. We almost there. Y'all better get it. Y'all better get it. 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Somebody next to you. Share.
Yeah, we on Facebook Live too, so y'all gotta get on the book. They go all of our social media right there. Yep, there it go. Way Nation. 18.
16. 15.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
13.
We're in church. Where y'all at? What's wrong with y'all? 1935.
7.
Get over here.
1. Thank you very much.
All right. Come on, give God praise for our social media moment. I believe that you out there to have fun in church. Oh, we got hey. She didn't push start last time, but she pressing start right now. 1935 DeKalb Avenue. Just get here. Don't ask. Just come. Right now. Just get here. Hurry up. Hallelujah. I have I got something going with my 11 to 18 year olds. 11 to 18 year olds. Y'all sharing and all that type of stuff. 11 to 18, I said I'm gonna be saying some hard, not some hard, but some heavy stuff today. And between today and Tuesday. And what I want to do is, I want to see who's listening. All right? So you listen today. When we get online on Tuesday, I want some of y'all to that's about 2 of our Q&A, right? Yeah. So I want you to sign in on YouTube. On the purple couch, you feel me? Yeah. Okay, so I want y'all to make sure that takes place. Y'all ready to get back to the word? Look at your neighbor and say, sons arise. Come on, shout it like you mean it. Say, sons arise. I said, shout it like you mean it. Say, sons arise. There you go. The trip is, man, I've been talking for the last 4 weeks on a series that's going to take me throughout the rest of this year. I wanted to download some information into you that goes beyond what you probably have been taught regularly at church. You've been taught, hey, serve, and that's not a lie, you should. You've been taught that you're a slave of Christ, and that's not a lie, you are. But there's one revelatory truth that they left out of the equation, and the fact of that is that you're a son. Y'all missed what I said. They left one revelatory truth out, and the fact of that is that you're a son. Let me elucidate this truth like this. My son is 21. And my son knows that if there's anything he ever needs from a brother, he can come get it. If he runs out of money, and he needed to buy him some food, Daddy got it. If he ever get put out, I don't know if Daddy got it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Daddy got it. I think you still on that purple couch player. Whenever you're a son, you have a level of intimacy with your father that cannot be replaced. And so sometimes what happens is we have natural daddy issues that prohibit us from being intimate with Heavenly Father. How many of you ever had natural daddy issues? Daddy wasn't there, or he may have been there, but he was abusive, or whatever the case may have been. And they kind of put you in a real messed up position about your father. And now when you come to God and they introduce God to you as Father, the trip is that now you're bringing daddy issues to God. You really don't even understand why you're bringing daddy issues to God. So the reality is we got to get this thing straight so that we can really dive into this position of sonship. I've talked a lot. I can't go back and add and answer or go back and recap everything from this much notes. This is what I've covered already. And the book is not done. So honestly speaking, I want to move on to something called areas of conforming. Areas of conforming. Don't you, how many of y'all remember when you, or no now currently, when you go out with your mama, you go out with your parents, you're young, you go out with your mama, there's a certain way that your mama or your parent expects you to behave. Because you then become a reflection of who they are. And if you don't behave a certain way and reflect them well, then here's a fun fact, you're going to get decked. How many of y'all remember that? Yeah. I was telling Jay Down a story this morning, and the story was very true. I wasn't even outside, I was in the crib. My mama was washing the dishes. Now let's say that she washing dishes over here, right? My grandmama's kitchen table was right there. I'm sitting at the table and I got me a can of Pepsi. It's cold. How many of y'all know about a can of cold Pepsi? Y'all know about that, right? I chugged that back, I said, and it hit you in the chest. You know, well, Pepsi gets you going down your throat, and then it just settles in your chest and goes, okay? And so my mom said, don't slurp your pop. Now, we had company at the house. I wasn't trying to slurp my pop. Yes, I was. So next thing you know, I said, because it was good. My mom over there washing dishes. She sat at the sink like this. I don't recall my mother ever turning around. I don't ever recall her ever turning around. But all I remember is her saying, now I have to illustrate her voice. Didn't tell you, but y'all know what that means. She got her teeth gritted and her mouth real small like this. Have your mama ever did that before? I'm gonna chill you. See, y'all don't understand. Y'all ain't got some type of mama. My mama did it. I'm chill you. I don't know how she made her voice in her mouth and her face contort like that. I'm chill you. Ooh. And she was like, I'll chill you. Not to slurp your pop. And before slurp your pop came out of her mouth, your boy was underneath the table with a bloody nose. The sink is over here. The table is over there.
Right.
I'm under there. I don't know how I got there. Because there are consequences for not reflecting.
Yeah.
There are consequences when you don't reflect it. And so he asks us, real simple, conform. Say conform.
Conform.
All right, let's break that word down. You ready? Conform. Break it down. Conform. Con, Latin prefix, which means to be with, to be joined with, not just joined with, to be joined with in nature, to be joined with in form. So it means to get inside of and be with, to get inside of a particular form. It's like becoming a cookie cutter of Jesus. The cookie cutout of Jesus. That's what he really means. Become a reflection of me. But I'm going to allow you to be decked out the way you want to, but you still reflect who I am because we're in the same form. Does that make sense? Okay. So he's asking us to conform. And if he's asking us to conform, that's a Greek word called sumorphos. Sumorphos. S-U-M-O-R-P-H-O-S. Sumorphos. And the word sumorphos means to become fitly joined together of the same shape. Got it? Now there's some aspects of us that he's asking us to conform. Okay? Some aspects of us that he's asking us to conform. Okay? First aspect, y'all ready? Yeah. Write this down and repeat it after me. The heart. He wants you to conform your heart. Okay? Now watch this. Go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. I'm recapping some stuff. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. This one ain't no punk here. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. It's on the screen. Y'all ready? Yeah. The heart is what?
Above all things.
And who can know? Let's talk about the heart. I'm not talking about the thing in your chest. I'm talking about this more metaphysical, this more ethereal, this more this not corporeal aspect of who you are. Your heart. Your heart is like a big USB drive, right? And it holds all the information and all the stuff that you went through in your life. Say tragedies, traumas, experiences, encounters, happenings, both good and bad. So all of that now, guess what? It's all being held in your heart. And so now, if you start out with a completely clear heart, and you start moving in all the stuff that's going on that happened to you, right? So somebody hurt you in 6th grade, and so you move that in your heart. Now you're 28, they hurt you in 8th grade, in 9th grade, in 12th grade, and in college. So you move that into your heart. All the space in your heart is now becoming filled with hurt and pain, right? And so now, whatever's in your heart is going to affect how you are. Whatever's in your heart is going to affect how you are. Now let's watch this. The heart is what?
Deceitful.
It's deceitful. So what does it mean to be deceitful? To deceive, to be tricky, to deliberately trick somebody. So your heart will deliberately make you think that you like this person, but really in actuality, you just attracted to a part of them that you're not supposed to be. Your heart will make baby girl on 3rd period look real good to you. And then guess what? Because your heart hasn't developed yet to where it should, and then when you're not mature enough in your heart, guess what's gonna happen? She'll have your nose spread all the way across your face.
Yes.
And next thing you know, she'd have moved on to the next person because that's what she saw her mama do. And now you sit up there hurt, and now what breeds up on the inside of you, she sowed a seed on the inside of you that she didn't even know. So now you're going to become a player because you've been played. Come on, Alice Trebek, where you at? The only reason why now you are a player is because you've been played. So something happened in your heart that made you the way that you are. And so your heart is deceiving you. Your heart is really not telling you what God is saying. Your heart is telling you what you feel. Your heart is telling you what exists, but it's really not saying what God is saying. Because for the most of us, let's just be clear, let's be real. How many of our hearts are really filled with His word for real, for real? Because if it was, then some of the ways that we behave, some of the ways that we think, some of the ways that we speak, some of the ways that we perceive, some of the places where we find ourselves, we would not, because the word have I hidden in thy heart, so I might not sin against you. So you can assess where your heart is by whether you are missing the mark or the standard that He has set for you. But I got to look at my heart. I got to be willing to look at my heart. I got to be what?
Willing.
To what?
Look at my heart.
Because if you ain't willing to look at your heart, guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is your heart is going to become something, and it's going to make you something, and you're not going to know how you got there. Because the progressions of the heart are smooth. You don't even know that you're transforming into something. You don't even know you're transforming into, how did I get here? How did I get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. And you you don't even know how you got there. Because watch this. The heart is so tricky. It knows how to work from within you. See, here's the thing. If I'm trying to trick you from outside of you, you can see all parts of it. But if I'm in you tricking you, you don't know because you can't see inside. Because we don't know how to assess ourselves like that. And so now, because we haven't assessed ourselves, we haven't assessed, I done been through this pain, I done been through this hurt, I done allowed this person in my life and they done betrayed me, I done did this and I done did that and I did this and I did. I haven't assessed what it's done to me so that I can return back to the person that I was before I met you.
That's good.
And so now I am the person that I am, not because I wanted to be this, but I am the person that I am because, I hope you're ready for this, my heart made me this way. So now I got to get my heart conformed. It is deceitful above all, but the scripture also says that it's desperately wicked. Say desperately wicked. Some of y'all think wicked just means evil. No. It means twisted from truth. I used to love playing with Play-Doh. All y'all love to play with Play-Doh at the time. For me, it was Play-Doh and Legos. Don't laugh at me. Some of y'all is nervous like I was. It's okay. Okay? I still like Legos now. Okay? When you step on one, and that's the worst pain in the world. Be cussing and binding the devil. Binding the devil in the name of Jesus. Okay? Now watch it. If you ever took Play-Doh, you can mold it, but here's the thing. What happens when you take the Play-Doh and you start twisting? And twisting. Did you notice that when you start twisting, it becomes longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer? And the longer it becomes, the more you just start twisting. And you get another piece and you make it as long and you start twisting it and twisting it. It starts to become something. So now you got colors that's mixed up that shouldn't be there. Because it's twisted. You got stuff, you got a Play-Doh mixture that ain't supposed to be there because it's twisted. So now your heart is mixed up because it's twisted. I'm supposed to love you, but I can't love you because my heart is twisted. I'm supposed to trust you, but I can't trust you because my heart is. Oh, y'all don't want to say that? I want to leave you, but I can't leave you because my heart is. God, I want more of you, but I can't because my heart is. Because my heart has been so twisted now. I'm trying to give something that I don't have the capacity to give because this twisted nature of my heart has to be untwisted so I can give it. That's when you can't love the way you want to love because your heart is too. That's when you can't trust the way you want to because your heart is too. And guess what happened? Life has twisted your heart. He wants your heart. Because watch this. Out of the abundance of your heart will your mouth speak. I can tell you what's going on in your life by what you say out your mouth. I can tell you what's going on in your heart by what you say out your mouth. Because whatever fills your heart comes out of your mouth. Watch this. Here's another one. Watch this. Where a man's treasure is, his heart will be also. Here's a trick. I hope you're ready for this. Wherever you spend your economy is the place where your heart resides. Time is a part of your economy. I spend my time doing this, and that's where my heart is. If you spend your time with bald head set and jump back in the alley, ooh baby, guess what? If you spend all your time with, that's where your heart is. But then you got to assess why your heart is without. You get what I'm saying? When your heart is in a fragile condition, you will stay in places and do things that you were never meant to do. Because your heart is in a condition because it's trying to find rest. But you can't find rest in the stuff that you're trying to do because it has not been designed to give you rest. It's been designed to push you. So watch this. Now I understand why my heart is deceiving me. And then furthermore, what? So it's letting me think that I'm getting more peace, but I'm not getting more peace, I'm just getting more. So it's asking you to assess and to conform your heart. Give me your heart. Give it to me. Give it to me. How do I even do that? Take it out of my chest and give it to me? No. The Lord has had to deal with my heart on some matters. Can we talk? Can we just have a real conversation? See, y'all, I don't want you all to seem to think that there's some people in this world that I just don't like. I love everybody. I like everybody.
Amen.
And I'm still a son.
Amen.
Here we go. And the Lord, as of late, has had to deal with my heart on some things. And I didn't want him to. Because, watch this, you've become comfortable with the way your heart is. You become comfortable with not liking some folks. But it goes deeper than not liking them. You become in bondage to the not liking them. So it's not only that I don't like you, I have a deep-seated not like for you, which is affecting how I behave in my everyday life. Because the minute I hear your name, it changes everything. Like my whole day changes. I'm mad. Now everybody, you feeling yourself? You feeling some kind of way? You in the mood? Move. Look at your neighbor and say move. Because you ain't letting him deal with your heart. And watch this. When God starts making us sons, he starts dealing with our hearts. And that's where the conflict comes. Because now he begins to upset what's in the heart to begin to deal with it. He can't plant new stuff in a heart that has not been tilled up. So we got to bring it up. We got to dig deep into this because there's some roots in your heart. There's some systems in your heart. There's some stuff in your heart that have literally made the ground of your heart toxic. And you can't plant what God wants in there because the ground of your heart is so toxic that if he does, it's going to overthrow it and kill it in the first place. So I gotta forgive my daddy who I was never there. It ain't messing with him, it's messing with me. I gotta forgive the family member that never molested me because they done moved on with their life, but I'm still held hostage to the moment. And my heart can't move because there's a deep root in it. So God has to dig deep. And it hurts. It hurts. It doesn't feel good when God has to start dealing with your heart. It doesn't feel good when God has to start pulling up some stuff that you never wanted him to bother. I didn't want him to bother with my double daddy issue. I didn't want him to bother with that. I didn't want him to bother with my fantasy of how life should be. I didn't want him to bother with that. That was cool in the game with that. As long as that's what you, hey, as long as you allow me to stay in that place, I was cool. But he said, I got something better for you. Okay, I want the better, but I really don't want the process. I want the, but I really don't want. And when God starts to deal with your heart, it hurts. It hurts bad because he starts to bring up the pain all over again. Seems like you got to relive it, but you're not reliving it. You overcome it. Finish the shot. Sometimes he has to break the bone all over again to reset it the way that it should have been set in the first place. And now your hard reset in life is painful. Because everything that you knew and were able to do before you can't do because he hard resets you. You missed that. When God hard resets you, he breaks the bone and resets it. So that the things that you were able to do before you can't do. Why? Because your arm now, or who you are at now, is under arrest to a cast. That cast really puts you in a place for the bone and the internal aspects of who you are to heal properly. So that when you come out, you're not going to want to do what you did before. You're not going to want to be who you were before. He's not only asking for your heart. Hope you're ready for the next one. He's asking for my mind. Say my mind. Say my thoughts. My thought processes. My mentalities. My attitudes. My opinion. Watch this. say, well, you have a right to have whatever opinion you choose to. True?
Yes, true.
Because, you know, let's keep it 100. You're a free moral agent. You got free will. You can have whatever. You know, here's the problem here. If you're going to be a son, you acquiesce. $5 word. It just says you give it up. You acquiesce your opinion for his. And now, when you got to acquiesce your opinion for his, now you got to wrestle with why he believed the way he believed.
Yes.
And why he don't let me maintain what I, you know. So when you got, he have an opinion about that, he said, I have the opinion that you should love this person. I don't have the opinion that I should love that person because this is what they did to me. And so now you're wrestling with God about why you should love this individual. Why should I? Do you know what they did to me? Do you know what they put me through? Do you know what I had to go through? And you talk about I got to love this individual? What do you mean? What do you mean? Love. And so now I'm wrestling with God about why I should do what he wants me to do and why his opinion is better than mine. Okay, let me just give you some real simple reasons. You ready for this? Right. You ain't got to write these down. No, he's got it. I think he knows it. I mean, come on, let's just keep it. He's got it. He kind of knows stuff. A lot of, matter of fact, he knows everything. So watch this. Whatever he says out of his mouth becomes truth and fact. So if he speaks his opinion is, even though yours is not. So now, his opinion becomes truth. Y'all know what they say about truth. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So when I start to follow his opinion, even though they may not be popular opinions, I must follow his opinions because his opinions are what? At the end of the day, they're what? True. And they will liberate. I think did I have this conversation with y'all with the staff about opinions, about God's opinion versus yours? Maybe we had that conversation, we had it in here. It might have been in here at a private talk, but bottom line is we had it. And the trip was, I hope you waited for this. The trip was that we had this whole conversation here about this, and we had to ask ourselves, why in the world do I gotta acquiesce my opinions? God don't want to be unique. No. He wants you to reflect. There's a see. When you will trade in your uniqueness for his reflection. Y'all look at it next Tuesday. I hope y'all get it back to me so y'all can ask a question about it. Okay? All right. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. Ooh. Y'all see it?
Yes.
Let's read it. Ready? Read. Casting down imagination. Yeah. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Come on. And bringing into captivity every what? Every what? Every what? Into what? Now there's some good stuff here. Because this kind of deals with a whole lot of stuff. Number one, it deals with imaginations. Number two, it deals with high things. Number three, it deals with things that exalt itself against the knowledge of Christ. And number four, it deals with thoughts. All of those are mind things. Minister Lawson is going to be dealing with the imagination, right? What you do with it? Imagination. And I flipped things on her this morning. I said we're gonna do corporate prayer after I'm done preaching. Because I'm gonna tell you why. This is the effectiveness of it. After the word has dug deep in you, now prayer can come and see you. You missed your shot. And so now you're ready to come out of certain mindsets and mentalities because the word of God is shaking you enough.
Yes.
And dislodge some stuff enough for you to come out. So now you're gonna have to learn how to cast down imagination. That's what you were talking about. How to cast down imagination. Well, what is an imagination? An imagination is an image that's worth 1,000 words. So for every 1,000 words you hear in your life, it forms a picture. You hear over 1,000 words in one conversation with somebody. Does that make sense to you? And it forms a picture. How many of you know that if you get a picture in your head, the picture in your head is going to haunt you more than the words will? How many, excuse my English, I have a whole degree. Let me fix my life. I'm talking like I'm like 3. Okay. How many of you have ever been haunted by something that you did in your past? You may not have remembered the exact moment, but the picture is still there. The picture is still there.
Yeah.
You wish you could erase it out your mind, but the picture is still there. It's still there. And so the picture is haunting you. But watch this, the picture is talking without words. Because the picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So you get 1,000 words spoken into you, and you know your Bible says faith comes by hearing, you hear about the word of God. Even if you hear with your internal ear, the words that the picture is speaking to you, your faith or your fear is being developed based upon what you hear. So the picture is speaking words, and the words are developing faith or fear, and now you're moving in faith or fear based upon what you're hearing or based upon what your imagination is saying. That's what it says cast down. Every imagination. Every. So you got to be conscious and conscientious of what's going on in your own mind. Cast out every imagination and what? Every. I don't have time to really unpack this one, but this one deals with pride. Prideful thought processes. Pride is a hydra. A hydra is a 5 to 7 headed mythical creature. Pride has about 7 heads. Has about 7 heads. So there are different types of pride. Pride don't always look the same. And so now you're dealing with high things. You're dealing with high things. High things. Then you're dealing with things that exalts itself against the knowledge of Christ. This is a trip. Because what you want to do is one of those things that, what? Exalts itself. Y'all, come on, get that part. It exalts what?
Itself.
Nobody gave it permission, but it exalted
Itself.
And so now it starts to wrestle with what the word says and make you doubt. This is the trick, right? Okay, so now you wrestling, this thing that you got on this side of your head is wrestling with what's on this side of your head. On this side of your head is God's word. On this side of your head is your opinion. Now it's wrestling. Back in the day, I used to like to watch fights. Some of y'all still like to participate in them, so don't be like that. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I still can roll, but nonetheless, just watch it. Because, see, the fights that I enjoyed the most was not the fights where everybody was one hit a quitter and you gone. I like for the fight to go on a little while. I like for there to be some wrestling in the fight, some back and forth in the fight before the victor eventually won the fight. Because then you didn't know who was going to win. So when I'm like, dude, knock him out. And then dude get knocked out. And dude get back up. And the other dude knock him down. And the other dude knock him out. Then bam, they're going back and forth. And next thing you know, one dude ducked while the other dude come in swinging. And then the other dude come back up. Dude! And bam, the whole fight is over. The whole fight is over. You want to know why? Because somebody was willing to wrestle. Many of you aren't willing to wrestle. You'll let the thing beat you when it first come on. You ain't willing to wrestle. There's some stuff that God needs to wrestle with you about to get you out of, but you don't want to fight with it. So you just say, instead of fighting with you, God, I'll just let my issue win by default. Because you already know God gonna knock your issue out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? Okay? But then he says, watch what he says, bringing every what? Thought. This is where we got to start dealing with some stuff. Because your thoughts now is what's going to get you in trouble. Your Bible says this, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So So what you thinking, you becoming. What you thinking, you're becoming. Let me say that again because some of y'all missed that. What you're thinking, you're what? So this is why we have to reprogram your thought processes so that you can think that you can do it. You can think that you can exit. You can think that you can go there because what you think, you become. Let me give you this law, and this is not even up there. Psalm chapter 1 says this: blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in that law doth he meditate day and night. Here's the principle. So here's the principle. Whatever I'm meditating on day and night, watch what's going to happen. And he shall be like a tree planted. Watch this. Whatever you're meditating on, you're going to become like a tree. But not like any tree, but like a tree that's what? Planted. Rooted. Deep down. How many of y'all can go up the street in Sycamore and pick up one of them big old sycamore trees up out the ground? You lying if you think you can. With your own strength. And even some of the baby seedlings that about this tall, you try to go pull it up out the ground on your own, you can't because it's too deeply rooted. And so now this is why some of your deliverance processes go through hell to try to get you there. It's because the thing has been so deeply rooted. And so now God got to spend a little extra time pulling at some things that are deeply rooted so that he can get it all up from the ground. You should be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. That shall watch this bring forth fruit in this season. Everything that you plant in your heart is going to come forth in a certain season of your life. May not come up tomorrow. Oh, but baby, it will. It will. And when it does come up, that's what's going to happen. Hope you're ready for this. When it does come up, it's going to bring forth fruit in the season. And watch as the text says, and its leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever you do, it will prosper. So whatever you've allowed to grow up in your heart is going to prosper in you. Because you allow it. Y'all cool? The word cast down means to forcibly remove. Say forcibly remove.
Forcibly removed.
Okay. Now I don't know how many of y'all are still gangsters after salvation, but I am. Ain't nothing but a DJ, babe. I'm going all the way back, y'all. She never listened to hip hop on Saturdays. Rap on Saturdays before church. I don't typically listen to it at all, but all this stuff, all these old songs are popping back up in my head. Watch this. How many of y'all ever had to put somebody out y'all house before? Now, it wasn't always the most, pleasant of situations. You just kind of wish that they would just leave. I'm asking that you would leave right now. Okay. And you just leave. That's cool. That's smooth. But here's the thing. People want to try you in your own domicile.
Yes.
I ain't going nowhere, bro. You know how you get like this and you got to grab your head because you have to try to cognitively grab hold of the fact that this person that does not pay rent in your spot just told you they ain't leaving. Man, I need you to get up out of here. I ain't going nowhere. Oh, now you now. What you mean you ain't leaving here? I ain't going nowhere. So now, you want to stake your claim in a place that your name is not on. You have a thought that wants to stake its claim on a place where it does not belong. You have a thought that wants to stake its claim on a place where it doesn't belong. And so now you have to fight the thought to get it out. Okay. Everybody in here, here's an exercise everybody can do. In your head right now. Everybody, start counting. Start counting. Ready? Start counting. Now see, hold on. If you count with your mouth, that means you weren't paying attention. Okay? Because somebody was listening to one. Why did you do that? Okay, now I'm going to give specific instructions. The specificity of the instructions is this. Ready? You're going to count in your head. At a certain point in time, I want to give you the instruction to say your name. All right? Ready? Count in your head. Now say your first name. What happened to the counting? It stopped.
Oh, I didn't talk.
Isn't that true? How the thoughts in your head are subject to the words of your mouth. Ooh. The thoughts of your head are subject by the words of your mouth. This is why Jesus in Luke chapter 4 was kicking it in the wilderness. You know about that. Kicking in the wilderness. And here comes the enemy. The first thing that he challenges him in was not anything else but his sonship. If you be the son of God. All right. He then responds with what? Word. So if you don't have the right stuff to say, the thought will win over you. I'll just leave that right there. That's facts right there, big facts, okay? Now watch this. The next thing, this one is good. The next thing that he wants you to perform is your mouth. Look at my nose. Ready? Some of our mouths is what's keeping you in bondage. Because you'll be in bondage to the words that you speak. Because the words that you speak are the words that you'll believe. Y'all believe. Okay, cool. I don't believe. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 20 through 21. Proverbs 18, verse 20 through 21. Okay? I got some place I got to get to today. You see it? A man's belly shall be what?
Satisfied.
With the what? So whatever's coming out of your mouth, your belly's going to be what?
Satisfied.
How many of y'all know what the word satisfied means? Full. You're going to be full with whatever comes out of your mouth. So your life is going to be filled with whatever comes out of your mouth. So if you're constantly cussing yourself out, guess what? You're going to be filled with curses. And, watch this. With the increase of his lips shall he be what? Over there. And look down there. And get me 2 pitchers. Not pictures, pitchers. With some water in one of them. And I'm going to show you how you get filled up. Okay? And if you ain't got pictures, you got cups. Somebody say that. Yeah, give me that. Yeah, there it goes. Right there. My man is getting it. Praise the Lord. Now watch this. While you getting that? While you getting that, I want to drop this other thing on you. Luke chapter 6, verse 45. Luke chapter 6, verse 45. Y'all ready? It's on the screens. What do you see? A what? Out of the
Good.
of his what?
Heart.
Shall bring forth
That which is good.
and an evil man out of the
Evil treasure of his heart.
bringing forth that which is
Evil.
So you're going to know who a person is by nature, by what they're bringing forth out of their what? Heart. But watch this. Here we go. For of the abundance of the heart, his mouth what? Speak it. Say speak it. And when you add the word, that phrase at the end, that F, it means continually. So the word speak it means that his mouth is continually talking. I'm going to show you. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, bring me that. What you got in your hand? Yeah, bring that here. This is your life. Okay? Come on, listen. Yes. Now bring me the picture. You see how empty your life is right now? Because no one has ever spoken into you. That's when you're looking for somebody to say something to you the right way. Your life is dry. Now, here we go. Hold this. Hold that. These are the people that you trust to speak to be in your life. Okay? You trust these people to be in your life. And this is what they're doing. Oh, girl, I don't even know why you put that outfit on. Oh, you fat. Oh, you need to change your bra. Oh, my God. Why are you wearing it? Your hair look horrible. Oh, my goodness. You're a thigh. Now, watch this. Now, look at all that just put in your life. Now, you don't have but a little bit of space for God to speak anything to you. You don't have a little bit of space. Like, it's full all the way up to here. And then you want God to come and start to tell you everything about your life, but he can't. Why? Because half of your life has been filled with all this. So now you got to give all this back. Well, this is what you tend to do. Whatever you've been filled with, oh girl, why you, oh, you ugly, she ugly. I don't even understand, oh, she, her body shit like, oh, like a bag of flour, my goodness. And so now you just poured it into somebody else, and watch this, somebody else gonna come back and do what?
Right back to
Oh, did you see her body? She stank. What's wrong with her? Oh, how dare you? She just trifling and nasty and disgusting. Oh, she got rat tail 35 in her hair. That ain't real. Yankee, that came out of a woolly mammoth or something. Oh, and so here you go. Oh my God. Oh, you see her mouth? Her mouth is so ugly. Oh.
it continues.
And what happens? It's a continuous cycle. And so now you want the prophet to come and fill you up, but the prophet can't fill you up because that's too much in you.
No.
So that God has to empty you. He has to empty you. He has to empty you. And this is the problem. We don't want to get empty. We don't want to get empty.
No, we don't.
Because when he starts emptying us of all the stuff that people have told us and said about us, we don't know what to do. And the reason why is because we defined ourselves by what was in the bucket. What was in the bucket. But when he starts to pour the bucket out and make it empty, we don't know what to define ourselves by anymore. So now even my personality has to change because whatever has been sown into me, it's not going to pour back out. Got it?
Yeah.
Say, watch your words.
Watch your
Thank you.
words.
Watch your words, what you say to your children. Stop calling them stupid. Nobody call you stupid. Or maybe somebody did call you stupid and you manifested it. And literally, you calling your kids stupid. It's like, you just acting stupid. Why are you being a B-word? And so when they become that, I don't understand. I raised her, I already know you didn't. Your actions raised her one way, but your words shaped her another. And so now don't be frustrated by what he or she is reflecting. Because not only is it what you rear them to do, it's what you speak over them and they become.
Yes.
And then too, since I'm here.
Come on.
Y'all ready to go to work?
Yeah.
You gotta watch what nappy head people you allow in your life and give them access to your ears.
Amen.
How many-
Yeah.
You got some people that have access to your ears that have no business having access to your ears, and they're the ones that are keeping you in some bondage that you never was supposed to be in. You hate your daddy because they hate their dad, and you don't even know your daddy.
Dang.
Are you get what I'm saying? We have to become very careful with the economy of our ears. Who you allowing to speak into your ears and why? Why are you giving them permission? Oh, they my friend. Have you really defined friend? I had one of my babies from the South location. I said, I need for you, baby girl, I need you to define friend.
All right.
Because I need you to understand something. That everybody, that just because they're in the same grade and period that you are and you share some interests, that don't mean that they're your friend. Because in 2 years from now, they're going to want your girl or the girl that you had, and then they want to date her, now you want to fight. For what? She been passed around like hors d'oeuvres anyway. The only reason why you want it is because it's easy so you can get something out of it. I'm about to go here. Because one of the things that we gotta get people delivered from, watch this, is the power of culture. I can't wait till February. When I preach the message called Tatiana. Watch this. See, y'all think that I named it that because I just want to shock value. No. The subtitle is what's gonna get you. Reclaiming the black woman from cultural genocide. You have literally sat here in that culture and a video that determine how big or small you should be, what you should look like, whether you ugly or cute, whether you in your light skin phase or dark skin phase, whether you like your hair or not, whether you gotta have this, that, or the other, only on. And so now you're being shaped by culture. And culture has shaped you so much that you gotta fit into a certain mold.
Yeah. And this is February?
This is February. Just wait till I talk about it. Yeah, because the whole series is called Profiles in Black. Well, wait a minute. What about for the dudes? It's called Three Strikes. Black, young, male. That's it. But I need to talk about God's plan for the black man. See, here we go. We're allowing stuff to shape us that should have never been allowed to. You know more of the song than you do what's in your textbook.
Amen.
And then you have the unmitigated gall to say it's too hard. It wasn't too hard when you learned to rap from man going What did you say, Negro? Listen to what song? That my son had. All my friends are dead. Whoa, hold up, turn this off. You will not play this in my presence. I do not want this death music coming out and filling the capacity of my brain. All your friends are dead, that's fine. If you want to say that that's Benjamin's, or you want to be real with it and say all your friends are dead because they live hellish and tumultuous lifestyle, they killed them. Whichever one, take it, pick. I don't really care, but I don't want to hear it. Because you're not going to put that in me, and I'm going to sit up here now depressed because I listen to all these depressive rappers. But you said they talking real life. No, they're feeding into the spirit of depression that's already looming upon a generation. Half of y'all are on the verge of being insane. Half of y'all on the verge of being of committing suicide. The other half is on the verge of being depressed. The other half is don't even know who they are because they don't know whether they're transgender, transsexual, asexual, bisexual, C-sexual, D-sexual. Today you straight, tomorrow you ain't so straight. Yesterday you divide and try and 3 and 4. And now we got to try to figure out what you are, to figure out what pronoun we're going to use. He, she, it, they, we, will, where. It's because you're allowing culture to suggest to you that it is God or the one that created you. If you don't know what you are, look at your plumbing. If you got a pipe, you a man. If you got a socket, you a woman. It's not that difficult.
Right.
But I feel like this, your feelings led you down the wrong way because you dated him and he did this, that, and the other, she did this, that, and the other. And now you want to sit here and act like your feelings have some credence in your life. They didn't lead you the right way in the first place. And now you want to listen to them for real. I just feel like a woman. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. I refuse to allow culture to determine for me who I am. I refuse to allow culture to become my God and to suggest to me that I have a right to be whatever I want to when my daddy, who knew better, created me a certain type of way. The reason why he had some of your tongues under arrest is because he has your ears under arrest. I can give you this one. Ooh, what time is it? Spencer Hancock, what time is it? 27. 27. Okay. The Bible says, how can bitter and sweet water come out the same? Don't tell me you love Jesus and you cuss me out today. And then pray for me tomorrow. I don't want your prayer because I don't really know who you're talking to in the first place. What deity are you talking to that allow you to cuss and pray?
Come on now.
Father God, in the name of Jesus.
What is that?
Whose deity are you speaking to? What's the pantheon that's going on in your? I'm talking about the pantheon on the inside of the souls of most people. In John chapter 1, verse 1 through 14, read it in your own leisure. There's several truths. There are many truths that are peeking out of this text. Ready? Number 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh, blah, 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 blah. There it is. That's all I want you to see right there. The rest of it, go home and read it. Okay? The first thing that it shows is the eternal position of sons. You see the proximity of the Word to its creator? In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. It was of the same essence as He was. So if you were made by His words, and you are His words, then you are made of the same essence that He is. Now we know contextually this text is talking about Jesus. It ain't talking about you. The underlying revelatory truths can speak to you, but it's not talking about you. You ain't God. Let's get that out your head right now. You are new with the pride complex, so let's bring it on back. There's a closeness that you have with who Abba is. To the closeness. One of the main reasons why God necessitates your mouth be under arrest is because that is the creative agent that he utilizes to get things from heaven into earth. He utilized his mouth to create everything. He utilized your mouth to create the things that are going to happen in your life and to those that are in your purview. So if he can't have your mouth, then he can't create it. And so when you're praying and asking him to do stuff, but you don't give him the permission to use your mouth, then you've invalidated your prayer.
Wow.
Well, watch this. I'm going to read you a part that I wrote in the book. It says, by now, you know the paradigm. We're going to define a word, then unpackage truths, and deduce all that God wants us to see in the truth. When we discuss the words of sons, we must discuss the latitude of their speech. The latitude of their speech. In short, latitude deals with a certain scope or range of freedom. Say range of freedom. There's only so far God will let you say that God will let your mouth go before you get it to sing. Okay? It's the range of freedom. Okay? In thought, action, and speech. What is the measure of reach with what you can say or what you can do with your words? Have you ever crossed a prescribed boundary? Knowing this is vitally important because crossing boundaries is illegal. Somebody get that on the back of the shirt. Crossing boundaries is illegal. Crossing boundaries is illegal. Crossing boundaries is illegal. When you cross the boundary of what God has established for you to do, you've walked into a legal territory. You are no longer qualified for grace, you're qualified for mercy. And mercy is arbitrary. Y'all sticking with it, brother?
Yes.
The boundary is determined by how much of your heart and mouth has been conformed to his will. The boundary has been determined by how much of your heart and mouth has been conformed to his will. Let's go to work. And when you are conforming to his will, the words that you speak have limitless potential. But when you're not conforming to his will, the words that you speak have limited abilities. I think y'all missed that. You trying to speak yourself out of something, speak yourself into some cash, clothes, cars, or whatever, but your words don't even leave your mouth and drop to the floor and die. Because your heart ain't committed. Your heart has been conformed. Is this making sense to you?
Yeah.
Let's go deeper. Allowing your words to cross boundaries established by the will of God and the tutors and governors he has set for you will have diabolical results. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18 through 20 says this. Deuteronomy 18, verse 18 through 20. Should be coming up. But it says this, I will raise up them a prophet from among them, among their brethren, okay, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. People that are directed by God are going to do what? Speak all that he commands them. And it shall come to pass. All ready? And it shall come to pass that whatsoever we shall not, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall not hearken unto my words that which he speaks, I will require it of them. Here we go. Here's the antithesis. But the prophet, say the prophet. Say the son. Which will presume to speak a word in my name which I have not commanded him to speak, or shall speak in the name of even other gods, even that prophet, that son shall die. Oh, y'all didn't get that part, the last part. Say die. See, y'all think die like murder, kill, R.I.P. die. The word die in the Bible many times means to be separated from God. So when you can't even speak what he says, guess what? You start walking away. That's why I told you the processes of the heart are real smooth and tricky. And you don't even know that with your own mouth, you done walked away from him. Sometimes you done backslid in your heart by what's coming out your mouth. my words have power. See, that time was a great example. Some of you need to be resuscitated. Because the reason why your relationship with God is failing is because your heart has stopped. And you're without pneuma, spirit. And you'll eventually become brain dead to him. And that's how you become religious. Walking in the traditions of men, making the word of God of none effect. Because you're brain dead to him. He can't even really minister to you like he wants to. So that's the purpose of the power of resurrection, to get you up, to restart and kickstart your brain. So you can begin to vibe with God again. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Look at your neighbor, say neighbor.
Neighbor.
God is asking.
God is asking.
For your ears.
For your ears.
Say neighbor.
Neighbor.
God is asking.
God is asking.
For your ears.
For your ears.
All right, here we go. Now I don't have to deal with this. So I'm prepared. One of the vital reasons why it's very difficult for people to hear and comprehend the voice of the Lord is because, number one, you don't have an intimate relationship with him. Number two, you have everything else playing from every other God playing in your ears. And now you're learning the voices of every other deity as opposed to the one that you say that you serve. If you already have an issue with hearing the voice of the Lord, you should not listen to nothing else but him, so that you can learn his voice. Okay, see y'all believe I got you. Go to John chapter 10, verse 27. John chapter 10, verse 27. John 10, 27. No, she fine, oh baby. She don't feel good. She do not feel well today. John 10, 27. Okay, y'all there? All right. Everybody got smartphones. Look it up. John chapter 10, verse 27. Elder Murphy, if you're watching, we love you very dearly. You and your entire family will pray for you and lift you guys. I don't know if my dude is watching, but he said he was going to be on. His flight is laid over, so until later on this evening. Y'all there? Okay. John 10, 27. What did it say? My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Here's the trip. He didn't say a lamb. What's the difference between a sheep and a lamb?
The age.
Lamb who? Ooh, a lamb is a nepos. Yes, that was absolutely correct. Nepos. Who remembers from Tuesday what a nepos is? An infant. A lamb is an infant. Well, a sheep is a what? Come on, roll another one.
It's a
Huios. Now watch this. My sheep know my voice. Why? Because the sheep have been walking with him to be able to know and to distinguish the voice. But watch this. What happens is that when we put everything else in our ears and we're at the phase where we're trying to learn his voice, we become distracted by the things that we hear. How you want me to? He says, my sheep hear. What did it say? They what? Hear. So it suggests, the text suggests that when I speak, my sheep respond. I'll say, get me. It doesn't matter. See, sheep can speak through the hustle. God can speak through the hustle and bustle, and sheep hear him. God can speak in the noise, and the sheep hear him. That's why Elijah, when he was in the cave, and God was speaking, he said, I know that your voice is not in that shaking. I know that your voice is not in the earthquake. I know that your voice is not there. But so through all the stuff that he was hearing, he delineated God's voice as a still, small, voice. Watch me. Watch me. I found out this voice was consistent. Ooh, I don't know if I'm at the park here. His voice is consistent. My sheep hear me. Ms. Hancock, I need you to do me, I'm going to have the church do something. I'm going to have y'all just clap your hands vigorously in a second. And then I want you, with your voice, at a consistent voice, at a consistent pitch, at a consistent volume, I want you to call your wife's name, and then we're going to see if she hears you. And I want you to give her instruction in what you got to say. I feel you. Because when all hell is breaking loose in your life, you need to be able to hear him. You need to be, oh, you miss it. You need to be able to hear him. Because if you can't hear him in the calamity of life, you won't be able to hear him while the peace is going. Because when the peace is going, you'll be listening for some other voice and not his. Come on. Oh, I feel it now. I feel it now. I feel like preaching now. When all hell starts breaking loose, and he appears to get quiet, he ain't got quiet, he just became consistent. He spoke on the emergency frequency. Somebody high-five me right now. Y'all don't even understand what that means. When God starts speaking on an emergency frequency, that means can't nobody else hear him unless they're in a what? Emergency. And when you're going through calamity and he starts speaking in the midst of an emergency, oh, I can hear you clearly now.
Yeah.
I can see clearly now.
The rain
is gone. All the obstacles have been what? Removed. Because when you are at an emergency frequency, I feel God in this room. When you're at an emergency frequency, there are no interruptions in how you hear. No, God won't talk in the test, but God will talk in the emergency. Don't miss your shot tonight. No, he won't talk in the test, but he will talk in the emergency. Throw your head back and say, thank you for talking in the emergency. Woo. Everybody in this place? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's do this. On the count of three, clap your hands loud again. 1, 2, 3. Consistent voice.
Amen. I'm here.
Even over the mountains, even over all this hell that's going on in her life, she still heard his voice. And when she heard, and when she got up and obeyed. And when she obeyed, that's when she could get the reward of her obedience.
Wow.
John, John, chapter 10, verse 1 through 5. Watch this. Watch this. John chapter 10, verse 1 through 5. Dear daughter, look at me. I came to prophesy to you and say this is not a test. It's an emergency. And you ought to be hearing God in the emergency right now. You've not been denied. You've not been pushed out. You've not been taking your access granted. No, he's still talking. It made me sweat. I know I'm too dark for this.
What?
It look like I got some shortening on my forehead.
Oh my goodness.
35 and over know what shortening is. Chapter 10, verse 1 to 5. What she say? Verily, verily, come on. I say unto you that he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way. The same is a thief and a robber. So watch this. He's talking about relationship, but I'm gonna take it there. All ready? Watch this. Watch this. If you try to hear the voice of God another way, you're a thief and a robber. If you try to hear through your zodiac, thief and a robber. Try to hear through your ancient that's a psychic, thief and a robber. You try to prostitute a prophet, thief and a robber. You try to hear through the tarot cards, thief and a robber. If you try to hear through hoodoo or kitchen magic, thief and a robber. I'm gonna try something. My mama told me. You looking in the alphabet soup trying to get a word. Let me just smell it. Let me stir it up a few more times. They can see what I think I see out. Dummy, is 26 letters in the doggone alphabet. They're all in one bowl. Don't you think you're gonna see at least one word? Say thief in the wrong. I need y'all to confess this with everything you got. Look at me and say, I am not a thief or a robber. I am in right relationship with the Father, which qualifies me, which authorizes me to hear His voice, to hear His voice, to silence every other voice. I'm not a thief. I'm not a robber. Put your hands on it tonight. Same as a thief and a robber, but he that entereth in by the door of the sheep, to him, watch this, to him the porter openeth, watch this, and the sheep hear his voice. Here we go. And the sheep hear his voice. And the sheep hear his voice. Is the next part of it. And he called it his own sheep by name. You got to get that. And he called his sheep by name. It's one thing to call you Miss Hewitt. It's one thing to call you Deanna. But if they know you, they'll call you Dick. It's one thing to call her Mrs. Hancock. It's another thing to call her Shannon. But if you got that relationship that me and her got, all I gotta say is Lyles. It's something about having him know you. Oh God, I feel it now. It's something about having him know your name. When he knows your name, there's a way he calls you. Auntie, there's a way he calls you. There's a way you call J-Don. We all know how it is, J-Don. We all know that. That's how you do it. J-Don had these sound. Somebody call me, yeah. You know the cadence. You know how it's done, J-Don. Whenever she says that, you know you're going to come running from somewhere. That's how he ought to be able to say us. He ought to say Sharina. He ought to say Shannon. He ought to say Darius. He ain't going to call you by your title, especially if you got intimacy with him. So you get to see. I remember when God used to come about my title every time. About so come on in here. I thought it was something. No. He said, that's how you know yourself as, so that's how I'm going to deal with you as. Then he started calling me by my first name. I said, okay, we're progressing. Now you know what he says to me? Son. Yes, Jesus. I could be sitting on the couch and he says, son, I don't care if I'm playing a game, it's going on pause. I don't care who's talking, I'm not listening to you anymore. My daddy just called my voice. And whenever he says, son, yes sir, I'd be in the house, cooking. And he'll call me, he'll say, son, I say, yes sir. He said, I'm not talking to you, you're not a sir, and I'm not talking to you. I don't mean to get rude, but you're interrupting my conversation with the one that I know. I wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I hear him say, son, I say, speak, I'll be your son. Let's listen. He said, I want you to do this, 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 and this today. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, I got you, man. Wake up. Ooh, I'm refreshed. I had my instructions for the day. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and I have the rest of the day to rest. Guess what? Nowadays, I'm off by 5. Now I'm in the office at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. What do you got? But that's my choice. Watch. He called his own sheep by name. Watch this. He leadeth them out. Watch this. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and his sheep follow him, for they know his voice. Watch me. And the voice of a stranger they will not follow. Look at me. There was a unique symbiotic relationship between apostles and prophets. Yes, sir. Told me to hold my tongue. Told me to hold my tongue because I was going to say something. Deliberately invite someone to watch something and direct it toward them. But I'm not going to do that because for the simple fact that nobody's authorized you as a prophet or anything. You better watch out because you're moving out of a passion called Baal. And I'll leave that right there. You got witches in church, especially, or whatever. So there has a symbiotic relationship between apostles and prophets. That there's sometimes, and even in her training, she'll come to me. She say, God spoke this. And she'll about know when she got it right. She'll about know when she got it right because I walk in there. I hope all y'all are going to the bathroom.
He showed me where the bathroom
No.
was.
All right. He's showing you where the bathroom is. Because if y'all going to the bathroom at the same time, we're going to have to stop on YouTube and do some deliverance. I'm petty. Call me petty, baby. So there's unique, and so there are times that she would come, and even in her training, and she walked with me, she said, I feel like God said this. And I'd be sitting at my desk. Now I look up on my glasses like this. That automatically means what? Go back to the drawing board. Because baby, you heard that yourself. Not you hear my voice. And then she come back, she said, oh, God said this, and this. That's the word of the Lord. Did you notice? Did you notice the difference? The vocabulary changed. The vocabulary was, I felt this. The other one, he said this. Don't be in your what? Feelings. See, when you're in your feelings, you can't hear him because you'll hear the voice of your feelings. And your soul got a voice of its own. In fact, it has 12 of them. That's when you think you got multiple personalities. Because each aspect of your soul has a voice that distinctively speaks to you during critical moments of your day. And if you don't watch yourself, one of these days your soul will speak as a unified voice and lead you to do something that you really don't want to.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Y'all okay?
Yes.
Now watch this. When we start talking about the next one, can I finish this last one, please?
Yes, sir.
I have 2 more, but I'm gonna finish this last one and start with the next one. Now watch this. He wants you to conform your vision. Say your vision. Say your vision. Say what I see impacts me more than I know. Say what I see impacts me more than I know. So what you fail to realize is that the things that you are allowing into the gate of your eyes is shaping literally how you will think, perceive, and believe. Okay? Now watch this. There's a picture. I don't have it up here, but there's a picture. It's one of those paradoxical pictures that you will look at and you will see several different things in it. One of them, you'll see an old lady sitting in a chair, and you'll see an old lady's silhouette. Either one, you feel me? And so it's based upon perspective. It's all based upon how you see. Okay? So if you are watching stuff, look at me. If you're watching stuff that shapes how you see, when you go out into the real world, you now have a lens through which you see stuff that's going to be inappropriate for what you need in your life. So if this lens right here is all your hurt, your pain, your issues, your mess ups, your dysfunctions, and all of that type of stuff, let me show you what happens. Watch this. This is what happens. Just gonna, do this. All right, and my lenses are blocked, right? And so now I start. Oh my God.
Go to the right.
Now I got to be. Which way I got to go?
Right.
Forward. Wait, where's
Right.
See, straight is here to me. Which way? I'm going.
Left.
I don't even know where I'm going because I've allowed stuff to cloud my vision. And so now I'm being led by many voices. Y'all heard all the people talking to me, telling me, what, go this way, go that way, because I can't see. Seeing is an essential part of being led by the Holy Ghost. Because there's some signs that He'll give you that He's leading you. Okay? So sight, so when we talk about the eyes, we talk about 5 dimensions of sight. It talks about your sight, your vision, your perspective, your perception, and your worldview. Okay? He wants your eyes. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 29, it says, if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out. If your right eye makes you stumble, pluck it out. Or, now some of y'all gonna walk around and with no eyes, because both of your eyes have offended you. Both of your eyes make you stumble. Baby, you can't walk down. Don't let the summertime happen on NIU campus. But your glasses and went this way and started looking before your eyes. your glasses, like when you looked already, come on, it's clear. All you see is sundresses and no underwear. All the boys on the back row started smiling.
Oh, I did it. You just made me smile. Don't look at me like that.
Okay.
That's real.
But then watch this. Don't let you be on the beach. You see that big buff swole. You know. Who got the washboard abs and just walk past you and all your eyes start going like this. Because you've allowed something to shape what you're seeing and to attract you to it. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble so hard today. There is a spirit that is loose in a millennial generation called pornos and pornea. Pornos and pornea. I didn't say porno, I said pornos and pornea. That's two words, God, amen. They are ruled, watch me. They are ruled by a spirit called incubus and succubus. Incubus and succubus. Incubus and succubus are a two-headed demon. Okay? A two-sided demon. One is on the back, one is on the front. And watch this. One of them in the front has the form of a male, the other in the back has the form of a female. And so every time you are engaging in pornos and pornea, you're inviting the spirit of incubus and succubus in. And whatever you're doing with your pornos and pornea, incubus and succubus is taking the word out of a man and putting. You heard what I said? Taking the word, the sperma logos, out of a man. And then reworking that word and then utilizing this genetic material to impregnate a woman. Not in the physical sense, but in the spiritual sense. So now, your whole ability has been reworked. I don't even have time to unpack this. I got too many babies in this room. But if I did, and I told you about really what the climax really was all about. How at that moment, your whole soul, all 3 aspects of your body, soul, and spirit are open. And that's why something enters into you at that moment. That's why pornos and pornea have relegated it down to one moment. Because if he can commandeer the moment, he can commandeer your soul. Pornos and pornea now then begins to move in the realm of perversion. He wants your eyes. If you are a dreamer of dreams, a visionary, a seer, he wants your eyes. You got to make sure that what you're seeing and what you're looking at is not tainting how he wants to talk to you. So he can't show you a dream or a vision, right? Because you got Mary Jane season 1 in you. She's got to have it season 1. And then you tripping because I don't even understand why my hormones and my emotions like this. What have you been watching? What have you been listening to? You got Nola Darling in your spirit. She's got to have it. Y'all watch it, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Watch this. Matthew chapter 6, verse 22 and 23, and I'm done. The eye, listen to me. The eye of the body, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how